visualize a win tonight. Then go out and take it.
First game in the pros. I'm sure your phone is blowing up.
You know, I haven't had a chance to look at my phone yet.
Well, when you do, there'll be texts from every person you've ever met and a few people you haven't. Most notably, there will be press looking for quotes.
They can hit me up on text too?
They do. And you want to handle this like you would any regular press conference. You want no comment? No comment. You want to answer? Go ahead and answer. Just remember, everything you say is on the record and has an impact. Most importantly, on your team chemistry and your public perception, okay?
Makes sense.
Look, emotions run high when a game has just ended, okay? All I'm asking is that you take a moment to think before you respond. Words can get twisted easily in the league, and what might seem like a harmless bit of bragging could be taken as a slight. By a teammate, by an opponent, a coach, you name it.
I'm under a microscope now.
That's right. All part of the business.
Understood.
If you have any other concerns, press or PR related, you know where to find me.
For MP to have a game like that in his rookie year, that's a special accomplishment. He can already score with the best of them.
All right. You got your feet wet. Now the real work starts.
Whatever it takes, coach. You know I'm game.
Look, everyone thinks what happens out there is what creates an NBA legend, but they're wrong. 90% of the work happens here, behind the scenes, at practice, in the gym, at film sessions, and in the locker room.
I agree. The games are where you prove that you've been putting in the work. No shortcuts.
Yeah, correct. Over here is the entrance to our practice facility, and over there is the gym.
Everything all in one place. That's great.
Yep. We made everything as convenient as possible, so there is no excuse to not put the work in. Now, come here. Right here, we've got everything related to your schedule, including those key games we talked about based on your personal goals.
Coach, that was great. That was really helpful.
Which reminds me, we've talked a lot about maximizing your playing career, which is critical. But you need to remember, you become the best version of you so we can become the best version of us.
Coach, you have to put that on a t-shirt.
I am serious, MP.
I'm serious too. You become
This is a team game. Everything you do both on and off the court affects our ability to win games. Okay, team chemistry is vitally important to our success, and if you do things that negatively affect that, you hurt the team. A press conference answer that rubs someone the wrong way might mean they look you off when you're open, and now we're taking a contested shot instead of an open one. It's all connected, and it all matters. Are we clear?
Crystal.
Good. Now rest up, rehydrate, and follow the trainer's plan to a T. Proper recovery is just as important as proper training. And you get back to work tomorrow.
MP said he woke up today ready to slay some dragon.
The home debut for this team and the home debut for the rookie MP. He'll have his chance to make a lasting first impression here in just a moment as this stadium gets ready to rock. Hello and welcome to Saturday night with the NBA on 2K Sports. An exciting game on the way. This is Brian Anderson. With me, Richard Jefferson. For NBA fans, early season games are so entertaining to watch, Grant. What's your favorite part of the early goings?
You know, BA, take your pick.
Team's deciding to change it up. And we've got a timeout called by Greg Popovich. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. Well, if you've followed MP on his path to the NBA, you know the one criticism of his game is that he can defer too often, Grant.
And at times, I think that's been a fair criticism. But you'd rather have MP trying to involve his teammates too much than not at all. People had the same complaint about LeBron early in his career, and that worked out fine.
So the Rockets 5 now. Van Vliet and Green, they're manning the backcourt. Alperen Şengün out there with Amin Thompson. And it's Eason in at the 3. Goes up on the wing, and the shot goes.
Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring, able to problem solve for whatever the defense tosses at him.
Since being drafted in 2021, Alperen Şengün has really grown his game, Richard.
Particularly his assist numbers. That's what impresses me. You can run the offense through the 6'11" Şengün. It's so impressive.
Pass to the professor. Gets it to go. That makes him 2 for 3 in this game.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Van Vliet misses. San Antonio leading by 4. Here's the professor. It's good. The assist that time from Paul. Paul's got 4 assists in the game. Here's Van Vliet. Boy, he just disappeared against Memphis. They needed him. Thompson, a screen on Paul. Down low. Cuts off the pass. Sohan with the ball. Now Thompson defending. Fires for 3. Good efficiency. He's drained 4 out of 5.
Yeah, great find from Sohan. This is why his guys like playing with him.
Rockets trail by 9. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Greg Popovich had a few moments to share with me. We talked about how Alperen Şengün can act as a facilitator. Coach said he sees the floor like nobody else. He's got a great mind for the game, and if you let him find his guy out of the high post, he will punish you. No doubt about it, they're aware. He is the engine of this offense.
All right, Allie, thanks once again.
Building a big advantage early with a terrific all-around performance.
They got off to such a hot start, and that can keep you energized throughout the whole game.
And Ime Udoka has called timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. And Grant, you look at the Rockets' additions over the last year or two. There's an emphasis on toughness.
Yeah, toughness, both physical and mental. Those are the kinds of veterans they've brought in. And that extends, of course, to the coaching staff, too.
For San Antonio, Mamukelashvili's checked in for Victor Wembanyama. Keldon Johnson comes in for Sohan. And Fox is subbed in for Paul. And a new group getting ready for the Rockets. Adams checked in for Alperen Şengün. Smith comes in for Thompson. Whitmore's checked in for Green. And Holiday subbed in for Van Vliet. Here's the professor, and he drives in, and And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Boy, I like their energy coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
Pass to Smith. Now here's Eason. Holiday from long range. And no good. So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. It's the Spurs. They lead by 13. Don't go away. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a comfortable margin for the Spurs here, guys.
But what I love is the tremendous belief in their bench. They were looking for points, and their reserves delivered.
Sometimes you just need a change of pace. The bench delivered that.
So the Rockets 5 now. They've got Dylan Brooks. Shepard is out there with Cam Whitmore. Then it's Jabari Smith, and it's Eason in at the power forward position. Here's the professor, and it's Whitmore with the rebound. Rockets trail by 13. Pass to Shepard. Outside for Brooks. Let's go with a three. It's not going to go for him.
Yeah, no, he usually makes you pay from that range.
Fox right side. Here's the professor. Launches a three. Ooh, now 7 for 9 after that make.
And shooting-wise, he's been fantastic, helping to build this lead.
Houston has gone 0 for 2 from outside in the second quarter. Richard, the first winner of the NBA Clutch Player of the Year, De'Aaron Fox.
And he's great late in games because he's so quick. You got to give him space. But he's improved his outside shot, so you can't just lay off of him. It makes him a little tough to guard, especially late.
The kick out to Johnson. The three. It's hauled in by Houston. Last game matched up with the Grizzlies. A tough loss there.
It really just wasn't a fun game for them. Their offense looked stagnant, and they couldn't get anything going.
It seemed like any time they strung together a few baskets, they just went ice cold so quickly.
Here's the professor. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy. The professor's got 5 points in the quarter.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
Back to Smith. Outside Whitmore. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Good as the jump shot falls. And here in the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played. Pass to the professor. Oh, Brooks with the steal. Fast break. Here come the Rockets. And he misses the fast break layup. San Antonio leading by 16. And he lobs it up top. And out of bounds. Houston will have it. And with this pause, a check on the stats to show you which teams led the league in assists last year. Second, the Spurs.
It was true team basketball we saw out of them. Always willing to work together, no one making himself bigger than the team.
Victor Wembanyama's checked in for San Antonio. Sohan comes in for Vassell. Alperen Şengün's checked in for Houston. Thompson comes in for Shepard. And the Spurs with some changes. Castle's checked in for Johnson. And it's Paul in for Fox. Green's checked in for the Rockets. Van Vliet comes in for Whitmore. Here in quarter two, we played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Van Vliet against Paul. Right side Green. 6 on the shot clock. No good from outside.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
You know, even though Wembanyama's first year was a tough one for the Spurs, there's a good outlook going forward, Grant.
And that's how it should be when you've got a generational talent like Wemby. The Spurs don't need to rush things at all.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Brian, there's a lot of room for growth for the Spurs, even with their rising star, Victor Wembanyama, who said, I know it's not going to be easy. It's going to take some time before we contend for a title. I'm ready for anything and ready to sacrifice. I'm patient, but I'm not wasting time.
And so the San Antonio Spurs firmly in control with an impressive 28-point lead as the quarter ends. They're communicating well and stringing together stops. And don't go far. We'll be right back.
You know, for the Rockets, you can already see they have the makings of a good team, but they also have things to iron out.
Splitting the first two games. And let's talk now about that first half. What a commanding start for the Spurs.
When contributions off the bench make this big of an impact, it leaves the team feeling good. It's a morale builder, guys, in a good way.
Appreciate you joining us.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big... San Antonio ends up going with a new group. Eason's checked in for the Rockets. Whitmore comes in for Fred VanVleet. Barnes is out there with Keldon Johnson. Then there's De'Aaron Fox. And it's the Professor in at the 2 spot. That's who's in the game for the Spurs.
Gliding the pass to where it needed to be.
Wow, a strong finish to seal the deal. To the paint. It goes. He's 10 for 13. So much confidence.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Here's Thompson. Barnes with the rebound.
They're still looking for his first bucket. You can't put all their struggles on him tonight, but he's been brutal. Since half, there's been a stark contrast between these teams. I'm talking about efficiency at the offensive end.
And start with their defense. They've been intense on that end, and they can actually help their offense as well.
Thompson outside. Back to Green. Over Fox. Can't get it to drop.
They're losing because he is struggling so bad, and he has not looked comfortable all game.
The Professor with a bucket. The Professor's got 6 here in the quarter.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
Here's Whitmore. Rebound by San Antonio.
They've shown the power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
2-second difference between shot and game clock. And that one's good. The Professor's got 29 points.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
And it's Green off the drive. On target from about 13 feet. Here's the Professor. And so the San Antonio Spurs destroying the competition as they end the quarter with a colossal 40-point lead. It hasn't taken them too many shots to get their points. They're winning. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. 0 chance to stop that.
That's an unguardable pass, flat out. Give him credit for possessing that type of vision.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Well, guys, teams are all grappling with this new CBA, especially the dreaded second apron. Fans possibly unclear on what it means honestly, even front offices are still navigating the complexities of the new restrictions. But basically, it has become harder for teams to spend big and acquire new players under the current systems. We'll see, guys, how this impacts everyone moving forward.
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. All right, Shams, thanks a lot. So the Houston 5 right now. Tari Eason is out there with Jabari Smith. Then there's Whitmore. Then it's Williams. And it's Adams in at the center position. Outside Eason. To the inside. Smith passes to Adams. Outside Whitmore. Just 5 to shoot. And it's the professor with a rebound.
And you don't see that every day. Usually he'll convert when he gets that close to the rim.
Lays it up and banks it in. The professor's gotten 4 this quarter.
And it only makes sense to give him the rock again. He put the team on his back all game.
Yeah, just keep feeding him. That guy is a man on a mission. And the defense, well, they don't have much of an answer. It's harder to thread those passes inside, but the reward is evident.
He takes it in. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. Richard, how about that memorable Rockets winning streak early in 2024?
11 straight wins. Look, that's no easy task, no matter who you are playing. The energy in the locker room must have just been off the charts.
And San Antonio making a change here. Bassey's checked in. Okay, RJ, we all know how luck comes into play in the NBA. The Spurs have had great lottery luck.
Yeah, winning the first pick 3 times, drafting David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and Victor Wembanyama. I don't know, but I would be really upset if I was all of those other teams to miss out on those big guys.
Here's Van Vliet. Bassey pulls it in.
And he's very confident from that range, but you can't make them all.
Van Vliet misses.
Not his best night, and not the team's best night. Sometimes it just goes that way.
Pulls up on the wing. And it's the professor missing.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
Yeah, it's a great look for him. One they'll try and manufacture again. Those are the shots you want him to take.
Back to Van Vliet. Puts up a 3. Yes, and a nice assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 4th assist in this one.
Set him up properly. Van Vliet will knock that down.
The professor with a bucket. The professor's got 15 points in just the second half.
And he's doing it all himself, shouldering the offensive load in effortless fashion right now.
Back to Van Vliet. Pass to Green. And here is Thompson. Now Van Vliet. He's covered by Fox. And the basket by Van Vliet. Van Vliet's got 5 points in the quarter.
Ready to play rough inside. Van Vliet navigates the contact.
Here's the professor. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
And man, is he in a zone right now. Seems like he can't miss.
Now here's Van Vliet. 4th quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by now. Oh, some solid defense from Fox. And Fox has got the ball here for San Antonio.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says, and a great win for the Spurs.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And this one concludes with their 2nd victory of the year.
It's just the start of this season series with 3 games left between them, but it must feel great to take the first meeting.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for the professor.
He did a great job following his team's game plan and not rushing anything on offense, which allowed him to catch fire.
McLaughlin, he's checked in for Johnson. The professor with a bucket.
This is what winning is all about, playing your best when it matters most.
And let me tell you, as a team, you love to hit your stride right at the crucial moments. They put this game away in style.
A shot to stop the run. Ooh, lands soft on the front of the rim and drops in.
You see there, Thompson does a good job of sneaking into the lane and finishing.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's the professor. Uses the glass to finish the layup. The professor's got 46.
Their home crowd has energized them all game. Now they're closing it out.
It's always nice to perform like this, especially in front of the faithful home crowd.
Shoots from the baseline. Şengün, no good. Here's the professor. And again, it's San Antonio converting.
When guys are moving the ball, sharing it, it makes the game so much more fun, both as a player and as a fan.
So we see the Spurs taking the W here, showing that they're the far superior team. They win it going away.
I'll tell you what, give it up for their fans. They love to watch this team dominate. You best believe they're all going home happy tonight.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Grant Hill, Richard Jefferson, and Ali LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everybody.
Right, MP. They can't stop you. Good win. Let's keep it going. They're a good team, but we got you. So we're going to win. All right, baby. Let's get down.
Coming up next, the Rockets taking on the Spurs. For the Houston Rockets, 2 losses through the first. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning into 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. Well, here we are, Greg, at the very start of the season, and many teams are still figuring things out.
And Kevin, you can't take any of these.
is checked in for the Spurs. And if you talk to guys who know MP, who grew up with him, they'll all say that he lets his game do the talking.
And he's got a very business-like approach to himself when he's on the floor. MP can dish it back if you come at him, but for the most part, he's letting his numbers speak for themselves.
So on the floor for Houston, at the guard positions, Van Vliet and Green. Thompson is out there with Dylan Brooks. And it's Şengün in at the 5 down low.
And in terms of controlling a game, Chris Paul is as good as anyone I've ever seen do it.
For 3, Van Vliet. Good. Great play by Green to set it up.
When he's hitting that shot, this offense becomes scary, even more difficult to defend.
Yeah, if you can hit that with regularity, it opens up the floor so much more.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
Thompson outside. Pass to Şengün. Shot clock at 6. And here's Green outside. San Antonio with the rebound. Coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
Really consistent with their aggression. In that game, we saw very few lulls from an intensity standpoint.
Yeah, it was an all-around excellent performance, and one I'm sure they'd like to replicate tonight.
Incredible for his age. The decision-making of Şengün GA is very impressive.
So calm when he sees a double coming. Reads and reacts with ease when he's on the block or at the nail. Reminds you of a young Jokic with how he sees the game. Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
And 1:01 left in the first quarter. Lets it go from deep. That one also a miss for him, just like the other 3 attempts this game.
Well, he can't get anything to go right now. It's time to look at affecting the game in other ways.
Here's the professor, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Green finds Van Vliet. Now, here's Şengün. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist.
A work in progress for the big man. When Şengün is hitting from the outside, this offense becomes dangerous.
Here's the professor. Brooks grabs the board.
Wow, missed opportunity from point-blank range. You've got to make those.
2 points, that one goes.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. And now that's 11 points for the professor.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. It's the Spurs. They're And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Yeah, they've looked sharp early on with their offense, getting good chances and converting what they've taken.
We've got Fox, the professor out there with Johnson. Then there's Devin Vassell. And it's Mamu Kelishvili in at the 5. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with. And once again, Coach, this storied San Antonio franchise is on the upswing.
It sure is, Kevin. Look, they've got a Hall of Fame coach and a potential Hall of Fame centerpiece to build a team around. They've got great talent evaluators in the front office. You can't ask for a better recipe for success.
Vassell, the pass to the professor. Gets the three-pointer to fall. The professor's got the lead up to 9 now for San Antonio. Last outing for the Rockets, it was a loss to the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, when you're facing a team that's feeding off the crowd's energy, you have to bring your A game, and They didn't do that defensively.
Yeah, when you have a defensive showing this poor, it's normally due to an overall lack of effort. Well, when you look at what he's provided them on the offensive end, it's been an important part of why they're leading.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. And Green slams it in.
And once Green gets the ball there, not much you can do defensively.
Spurs leading by 9. Here's the professor. He's coming off an unbelievably high-scoring game.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
Adams with the screen on Vassell. And Adams with the slam.
And that play is tailor-made for Adams. And not many guys set a better screen and then the quick roll off it to get the finish.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Jalen Green has shown he's capable of carrying a team offensively. He said, "It feels good knowing that my teammates believe in me to do that. I've had to learn a lot of things to grow, but that's what I work for. I want to be one of those guys that you give the ball to in crunch time." Kevin, I always want to give the mic to you in crunch time. After you.
David, you are an unselfish playmaker. I appreciate that. By the way, Green can be electric and so fun to watch. Hey, DA, thanks. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Spurs?
Well, the way they've been attacking inside is phenomenal. Consistently getting high percentage looks, and that's what great offenses are all about.
And something else they've done well tonight is finding points in transition. So far, the fast break has been a plus for them.
Van Vliet can't get it to go.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And it's good for 2.
Well, this could be one of those nights where there's just nothing you can do to slow him down.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Pass to Thompson. Fades back. Wembanyama with the rebound. Wembanyama has got 5 rebounds tonight. Well, some have argued that Wembanyama deserved Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
And Kevin, I can see where they're coming from. His team went from a bottom 5 defense to a top 5 defense when he was on the floor. His impact is amazing.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Tari Eason's checked in for Houston. A fantastic string of games for him. Your Western Conference Player of the Week, the Professor.
And small forwards are asked to do so much in the modern NBA, and he just answers the call in every facet of the game. Tremendous numbers from him, and he is more than deserving of the award.
Brooks misses.
And he's already patted himself on the back and forgot to put the ball there in the basket.
The Professor, good.
And they're getting points, they're getting stops, and this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
Van Vliet sets the pick for Green. Shot to stop the run, and Green slams it in.
And once Green gets inside, he has the body control to adjust to the defender there and finish.
Here's the Professor. Brooks covering. Here's the Professor. Buries the long-range jumper. The Professor's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for San Antonio. There's 25 seconds left in the first half of the game. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
And it's Green missing.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Pass to Castle. Fires the three. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome, everyone, to tonight's show. Kicking things off, let's see some of the names on the injury list around the league.
With the absence of Al Horford, it's up to the other bigs on the roster to ratchet up production. We'll see how it plays out.
Man, a veteran leader who plays the right way, very hard.
And let's move on now to that first half. Obviously, a lot of work to do for the Houston Rockets.
A lot of bricks out there. Reminds me of my free throw shooting. Enough to build a house. Come on, man. Take it to the paint. Man up.
Man up is correct. These teams often get addicted, Shaq, to the three. Time for some intervention here. What's your plan B, please?
And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. What a game we're seeing from the professor.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
And guys, hold on now. I'm getting worried. San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Tari Eason's checked in for the Rockets. Şengün kicks to Van Vliet. Back to Şengün. We've got 1:48 left in the third quarter. Out to Thompson. Shot clock at 5. Another miss by Houston.
Well, if you have the space, you have to take that shot. He missed it, but he's trying to keep the defense honest.
Now for an update on Şengün's injury, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, I was able to talk with Houston's head athletic trainer about his status. He told me that he bruised his rib. He's got a pretty good mark there, and he is really feeling it. But he's not letting it slow him down out there, and he's going to give it a shot. Kevin?
Well, thank you, David. Hopefully, we'll see him very soon. Taking a look at the Rockets. At the guard position, Van Vliet in green. Tari Eason is out there with Alperen Şengün. And it's Thompson in at the small forward position. To the paint, here's Thompson. It's deflected. Here's the professor, covered by Van Vliet. The professor, and the layup is good. The professor's got 41.
And not only is he putting up the numbers, but he's doing it at a very efficient rate, exactly when his team needs it.
Now, here's Green, guarded closely. Will it go? And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And, you know, it takes an intelligent player to match up with bigger guys and win. Fred VanVleet is that player. He can outsmart guys who have, on paper, the advantage.
The Spurs making a switch here. McLaughlin's checked in. The Rockets also changing it up. Jabari Smith comes in for Amen Thompson. And it's Whitmore in for Green. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Pass to the professor. The 3. Good, and it's Fox who picks up the assist. Fox has got 3 assists tonight.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
For three, Van Vliet. That one doesn't drop. And so it's San Antonio going to the break, holding an enormous 36-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, that's high-level playmaking. He makes it look easy, but it's not.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. The professor out there with De'Aaron Fox. Then there's Harrison Barnes. Then it's Johnson, and it's Mamu Kalashvili in at the center filling out the middle. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Here's Green. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Oh, how about the agility from Green, finding a way to get to his spot despite the contact.
Charles Massey, he's checked in for the Spurs. And that one misses. GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
Greg, we've heard some veteran players and coaches say the league is skewing too young.
Well, because of the salary cap, you're often forced to play some younger guys, and they don't quite have a feel for the game yet. So possibly the product suffers, but it also gives you a chance to develop these young players in your system. They are just killing them on the interior.
Whitmore with it. Outside, Green. Back to Smith. Houston moving the ball around. Outside, Green. There's three-pointers off the mark.
Well, you win and lose as a team, so the fact that they're trailing isn't all on him. But with that said, he's had a rough shooting performance.
Houston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And that one's good, Whitmore. Whitmore's got his first points of the game.
And Whitmore, a beast inside because of his power and ability to elevate.
The professor's shot is off. Rockets have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Green, the pass to Adams. Inside, here's Whitmore. And Whitmore throws it down.
Oh, man, when Cam Whitmore throws it down, you feel bad for the rim.
Here's the professor. Good, and it's Fox who picks up the assist. The professor's got 53.
Well, he's had a night. This team feeds off of his energy, and every time they've needed a bucket, he's delivered.
Here's Green. Out to Smith. Puts up a 3. Rebounded by the Spurs. The professor's got his 4th rebound in this one. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Lays it up off the glass. The professor's got 11 points in the quarter.
Well, this is what you're trying to do. Put the game away.
Yeah, but you can't let up now. We've seen too many wild comebacks in this league.
Green inside the three-point line. Barnes grabs the miss.
Well, it's just not been his night. He's finding good looks, but they're just not falling.
Pass to the professor. Pulls it up. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
Well, he's getting all he can offensively and making the most of it.
Rockets have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. To the middle. Here's Adams. No good on that one. And Barnes has got the ball here for the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Spurs.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for the professor.
Every time he...
And again!
A 60-piece goodness. And it's not his first of the season.
Well, he is tied for the 4th most 60-point games during a single season. Just incredible. With some arc, that's tipped. Pass to the professor. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. 63 points for the professor.
Taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback. In the second half, it seems like they've given him the green light. Might want to rethink that.
Barnes dishes to Johnson. Shoots it. And another one falls.
And he's nearing the single-game franchise record in scoring.
Absolutely on fire. Already a night to remember and approaching some history to boot. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had...
I've talked to people with knowledge of the situation, and they say that MP will be inserted into the starting lineup over the next few games. One front office executive from around the league said there is some doubt about MP's readiness to be in the starting lineup, but around the team, the front office, the coaching staff, they are optimistic and they believe that every milestone has been attained by MP, and he will only be better with an expanded role.
Hey, props to MP on his first 60-point game. I mean, there's not many people in the world as good at anything as he is at putting the ball in the basket. More, please.
Good job, MP. I see. Surprisingly loud crowd tonight. This should be a good one.
What's up, MP?
Let's keep this winning streak going.
And out on the floor, shaking off the pregame jitters. Hey everybody, we're coming to you live on 2K Sports, bringing you the end. Year after year, this early portion of the season is characterized by a great deal of overreaction, Grant.
The media...
San Antonio making a change here. So on the floor for the Spurs, Sohan and Wemby are the bigs. Paul and Castle comprise the backcourt. And it's the professor in at the three. Oh, wasted no time on that one. Williams has got 5.
Well, you got to be able to shoot fast in the league. So it's nice to see Williams doesn't need a lot of setup time.
The kick out to Paul. Pass to the professor. That one goes. Now he's 1 for 2.
Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
Oklahoma City has gone 1 of 4 from deep. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Mark Dagnall gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He said they spent all week watching film on Victor Wembanyama, trying to find flaws that they could take advantage of. No such luck. So their mission tonight is to try to make someone else beat them, which coach admits could be fool's errand.
All right, appreciate it, Allie. And something that makes SGA so dangerous on offense, his elite drive and kick ability.
Yeah, you have to load towards him when he comes off a high pick. He just draws so much attention and can find another cutter or spot-up shooter. He has so much gravity to his game.
Holmgren with a screen on Paul. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Holmgren. Sohan with a rebound. San Antonio's gone 3 of 4 on threes here in this first quarter. Lets it go from 14. To the wing on the left. Here's the professor. That ties it up. He has 6.
It's a solid opening quarter right here. Very active and creating a lot of good opportunities for himself.
Outside, Williams. Inside, here's Holmgren. And the big finish by Holmgren.
And before he even leaves the floor, Holmgren has the ball at rim level.
Pass to Castle. Here's the professor. That's good. For the day, he's 4 for 6.
Both teams are hot. Woo! This is a fun one to watch.
Yeah, made for TV game here. Pace is great. Scoring is coming in bunches. And both of the teams feeling confident right now.
And that concludes a high-scoring first quarter. We're all tied up. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And for the Thunder guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
You can really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
So on the floor for the Spurs, they've got De'Aaron Fox. Also Devin Vassell out there. And it's Johnson in at the power forward position.
And nice read, as usual, by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Pass to the professor. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it. It's good. The professor's got 4 points this quarter.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
And for an up-and-coming San Antonio Spurs team, Grant, what's the key for them in your mind?
I'd have to say, B.A., that it's patience. You know, young guys need time to develop their game and learn from experience. You can't expect people to become stars overnight.
Ooh, now 7 for 9 after that make.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Thunder trail by 4. Gilgeous-Alexander with the ball. And there's a whistle. That goes on Devin Vassell. That's his first foul for the Thunder. Hartenstein, he's checked in for Williams. And it's Dort in for Joe. Barnes, he's checked in for San Antonio. Caruso outside. Dort for 3. He's off on that one.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter, and the shot goes down. The professor's got 16 points.
You know, they're really being bullied right now defensively. 8 of the last 10 points have come from the inside.
From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. San Antonio with a rebound. The professor's got 4 rebounds now. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter, and the layup is good off the glass.
And he's carried them this quarter, a dominant offensive stretch.
Wiggins outside. Caruso outside. Over to the wing. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Shot clock at 6. They need this. SGA working through contact inside.
Gilgeous-Alexander, fantastic concentration.
He's established himself as an MVP candidate. But what is the ceiling of SGA in your mind, Brent?
Well, if he's there now, is that good enough, BA? I mean, this guy has a chance to win an MVP award in the next 6 or 7 years and is going to be considered that caliber of player for that stretch. That's pretty awesome. He can put up big numbers, which is more impressive.
Caruso outside. No good on the 3. Spurs lead by 8. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Hey, Brian, Chet Holmgren said, quote, "It's exciting to have this sort of success early on because it's just rare for young teams, but at the same time, we cannot let it distract us from how much better we have to get. Hopefully, we have a long runway together to figure things out." Brian?
A chance for great things, Allie. Thanks for that. Holmgren, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Jalen Williams comes in for Gilgeous-Alexander. A big group substitution here for San Antonio. Wembanyama's checked in for Mamukelashvili. Sohan comes in for Johnson. Castle's checked in for Barnes. And it's Chris Paul in for De'Aaron Fox. Pass to Holmgren for 3. Offensive rebound. Outside for Dort. Over to the left wing. Caruso, the pass to Hartenstein. To the middle. Second chance shot. And it's laid up and in by Williams. Williams has got 7.
We talk about Williams' versatility as a scorer. He can get his points from just about any spot on the floor.
A minute 9 left to play in the second.
Oh, man.
Oh!
Wow, that type of finish is just deflating right now for a team that's trying to make a comeback.
Ouch. That's certainly a big-time finish right there. It was one big exclamation point, or maybe even a question mark. 1 minute left in the second period. Pass to Holmgren. Hartenstein with it, covered by Wembanyama. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. From undrafted to a key rotational player, Lou Dort's story is definitely inspirational, Brent.
This guy has worked so hard to make himself into an NBA player. But I will tell you this, BA, he's never not believed that he wasn't one. And Luguentz Dort continues to make improvements, and the guys on the team love the way he approaches it.
Here's the professor. Oh, he powers right through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul, too. And he'll go to the line. It's going to be on Alex Caruso. San Antonio shooting their first free throw of the night. Well, we have a chance to hear from Shams Charania. He's calling in right now. Shams, great to have you on, bud.
Guys, thanks. The Thunder, last season's top seed in the West, but they didn't rest on their laurels. They traded for a lockdown defender in Alex Caruso and signed hard-charging big man Isaiah Hartenstein. With their improvements, this is a team set to continue its upward trajectory. They have tons of draft capital moving forward and a ton of upside.
Big moves. Okay, thanks for the report, Shams. The professor. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Slams it down with two hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. Hartenstein finds Holmgren.
I got him.
Williams with it. Rebound by San Antonio. The professor's got 6 rebounds now in the game. No good. Misses at the buzzer. And so it's San Antonio liking their chances, ending the quarter with a 15-point lead. Building this lead up in large part because of how well they're shooting it. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this.
Thanks for stopping.
You take a look at the Spurs, you expect this game to go down to the wire, and if it does, it'll be good for the coaches to see who performs.
And now, how about that first half? Talk about a dominating display for the San Antonio Spurs. Thanks for tuning in. Now we head back to Brian.
And as we dive into the second, Oklahoma City making a switch here. Caruso is checked in, and the Spurs making a change here. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. He drops it from range. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 7 points for the quarter. Well, Grant, with all the parity and competition in the league today, there's still those teams piling up losses.
Yeah, B.A., and with teams like the Thunder excelling, it's almost like youth is no longer an excuse, but some rebuilds take longer than others.
Gilgeous-Alexander runs the point with Dort at the 2. Alex Caruso is out there with Jalen Williams. And it's Hartenstein in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder.
He's played a huge role in this game to this point, but it looks like he just wants more. He wants to make sure that this lead holds up.
San Antonio shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game. De'Aaron Fox is checked in for San Antonio. And that one misses. Grant, compared to some of the flashier scorers, Devin Vassell has a more workmanlike approach.
Yeah, he can quietly drop a big game on you. He doesn't draw attention with stylish plays and big circus shots. He just grinds it out by finding his looks.
And stolen by Williams. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. He can't get that one to fall. Johnson with the defensive effort.
Yeah, he's not very hard to defend right now. This is when the defense might step back and let him try to find his range.
Johnson gives them a huge lift when he's creating for his teammates. It takes their offense up a notch.
Outside, Williams. 1:06 left to play in the third quarter here. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. And they pick up 2. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 15 points.
Gilgeous-Alexander has blossomed into this forceful guard. Just look at this performance.
And it's the professor missing.
Well, nobody getting a hand in his face in that painted area, that's a miss he's going to be disappointed with.
Williams in the post. And Williams punches it home.
Explosive move from J-Dub, great athlete.
And so it's Fox with it. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Earlier in the game, they led by 19. It's good. The Professors got 6 points in the quarter. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 15 points in the game. Outside, Williams. Down low. Here's Caruso. Rebound by San Antonio.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he laid straight up and in.
Drills it from deep.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
And so it's San Antonio. They have a confident 20-point lead right now. Their efficiency has been off the charts. They're running their sets well with patience and purpose. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that, Don. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court for San Antonio, we've got Harrison Barnes, also Johnson out there, and it's Fox in at the 1. Gilgeous-Alexander, and yep, it's good.
And we're all too familiar with these kind of outbursts from SGA.
Here's the Professor, covered by Joe. And it's the Professor missing. Thunder trail by 18. Here's Caruso. Can't hit that one. Ooh, excellent D there from Barnes. Here's the Professor. And San Antonio hits again from deep.
And they keep attacking from the three-point range here in the second half.
The Thunder shooting 44%, a pretty decent clip. Gilgeous-Alexander surveying the D. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. Pass to the Professor. The 3. The rebound by Wiggins. The Thunder have gotten just 1 shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the 4th. And out of bounds, San Antonio will have it. Dort, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. And San Antonio also making a switch. Wembanyama's checked in. 4th quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Here's the Professor.
Get out of the way!
Oh, wow! Boom! He jams it straight down.
He's shaking the hoop. He's actually shaking the whole building.
Oh, what a slam. Look here, the fans going crazy right now. And that was our AT&T 5G Slam Cam, bringing you the sauce. Gilgeous-Alexander from outside. The shot won't fall. San Antonio leading by 23. Here's the Professor. Pass to Barnes. Here's the professor. There's the triple. Buries it from 3. The professor's got 47 points.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Ooh, nothing falling for them right now.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Here's the professor. Oh,
yes, sir!
Oh, wow! And he goes in for the dunk.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Dort. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got 5 rebounds in the game. Shot on the wing. The Thunder with the rebound. Dort's got his 4th rebound in this one. Some young players coming into the league may lack experience in truly big games. Brent, do you think that's a disadvantage?
Well, it could be a disadvantage, BA, but how do you get to replicate that competitive environment unless you get there? And so with every experience...
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with, now they looking nervously. And I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it, get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future. We all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer.
What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.